Okay guys, welcome back to your 15th lesson, and in this lesson obviously what we need to do is we need to add some code to make these buttons work, because this game right now, they click the button, nothing happens, not a very fun game. So let's go ahead and hop over into update, and this is where we add all the functionality whenever we want something to update in the game. In this case, we want to go to either a different state, the play state, or we want to exit the game. So obviously whenever they go click one of those buttons, they click it with the mouse. So the first thing we need to do is we need to steal some information from the mouse to see where they're clicking. Basically, we're going to grab the X and Y position and determine, are you clicking on the play now button, or are you clicking on the exit game button, or are you just clicking randomly in the black area. So again, let me make sure my cursor's in the right place. Int pos x is going to be the x position of the mouse, and in order to do that, it's just mouse get x. Same thing with y. Int position y is going to store the y location or y coordinates of the mouse. Mouse get y. There you go. So we now have the mouse x and y coordinates stored in two variables, pos x and pos y. So now we can say, okay, if your mouse is inside the play now button, then go to the play state over here. So let me code that if statement right now. And my button sizes, I already figured out all these sizes, but typically whenever you make your own custom button, then you need to just go ahead and think of the math, or make sure that you have the size of the button, length and width, and it makes it a whole lot easier. So I already figured all this out, so I'm not going to take you guys through that. But if position X, actually we need two cases in here, one for the X coordinates and one for the Y coordinates. And let me separate this like that. That might be a little bit easier. Okay. If position X is greater than 100, because that's where we started it at 100, and position X is less than 311, and that's why I said it's so important to figure out the length and width of your button image, because it makes this a whole lot easier. I know that the length of this is 211 pixels, so it makes the math really easy. Okay, so that takes care of the X. Now for the Y, if position Y is greater than 209, and make sure position Y is less than 260, then what you want to do is basically, oh, I guess I might as well say this. Basically, what we're doing is we're checking to say, okay, are the coordinates of your mouse inside this play now button? This is only going to be true if the cursor is inside. It's going to be false if it's anywhere outside. So what do we want to check for if the mouse is inside the coordinates, basically hovering over the mouse, or excuse me, play now button? Well, the first thing we want to do is we only want to go to the play now state if they click down the mouse, if they click that button. So therefore we need a separate if statement. If mouse is button down. Now for here you type the ID number of the button. In the left button is 0. Remember, the right button is 1. And inside here, now this pretty much means if you click down inside the button, what do you want to do? Well, all we want to do is we want to take them to the play state so they can play the game. So SVG, enter state. What state do you want to enter? Well, we want to enter the play state, which has the ID of 1. So now, whenever they click the play button right here, it should take them to the play state, and there's a freaking dot. Can you guys hear that? Wow, right in the middle of my freaking video. So go ahead and click this. Awesome, it takes us to the play state. But we still got one problem, and that is the exit game button still won't work. And these freaking dogs, I swear, I'm about to get my freaking potato gun and shoot them right in the freaking tail. Okay, I'm not really going to do that, guys. But basically, let me just go ahead and copy this, because it's basically the same code. And let me add a little comment. So this is the play now button, and this is the exit button. So obviously the first thing we need to do is we need to change these coordinates right here. So for this one, remember, it starts at 100 still. It's the same distance over. So 100 to 311. The only thing that really changes is the y coordinates. So the y coordinates for this one is 109 and 160. And if this confuses you guys, remember whenever you're getting mouse information, remember that the y coordinates get bigger as you go up. It's kind of counterintuitive if you ever worked with graphics before. But now, basically the same button, we only want to run this code if they're clicking down. So what do we want to do if they're clicking down? Well, we want to exit the game. So the first thing we need to do is check for the mouse is button down. Basically, did they left click over the exit now button? If they did, system exit, and whenever you exit with a status of 0, it means that, it didn't crash, it exited properly. So now, hopefully, our exit button should work. So cross your fingers and we'll see. First thing, notice that if I click anywhere outside the button, like I am right now, can you hear me clicking? Nothing is happening. We already determined that play now button works, and then whenever I click the exit game, the program exits successfully, just like we planned. So that's basically it for the main menu. Now we can go ahead and hop over to the play area, because right now, whenever they say, okay, welcome to Buckyland, I want to play this game, nothing. So, I think it would be a good idea to change that. So in the next tutorial, we're going to be working on the play area, or basically the cool stuff, the game itself. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.